Percolating thoughts. So for this episode, since school is getting ready to start, um, Belle and I are going to talk about some college tips, like College 101 for incoming freshmen, those who are still kind of lost, maybe in their second, third, fourth, fifth years. Um, um, I feel like as incoming seniors, we know a thing or two. We're both pretty involved with, you know, student life at Mizzou and everything. So, um, yeah, so without further ado, we might get it rolling. Um, Belle, what's one thing you wish you knew coming in freshman year?
It's like I was gonna ask you that. I think looking back, obviously we were the COVID year, but if I could go back, I would have just tried everything. All the meetings I would have tried to go to, all the clubs, just once. Doesn't matter if you don't end up there, like just showing up and just seeing what it's about. Like I wish I had done that during like welcome week or whatever involvement fair. Because I feel like we're involved, but like I feel like I could have met more people or a different environment. But I think that's like always my advice to freshmen is just go because who knows? What about you?
I mean, definitely the same with that. Like, I feel like Mizzou did try to do their best to make sure everybody was involved, and um, COVID freshmen were able to, get the full Mizzou experience. I mean, even more so, like we didn't get the full Mizzou experience, and I feel like I only made one friend my freshman year, was not friends with my roommate, um, and I was just like shut in all of the time. I just wish I would have gotten out more, and maybe joined a club, or I don't know, maybe started work at the Mizzou store freshman year, because I don't know. That seems to be where I'm at 100% of the time. But you do learn a lot through student involvement, working on campus. Heck, I hadn't even been inside like certain buildings until literally last year, because I didn't try new things freshman year.
Yeah.
So it's just, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, what's one thing you took to college that you definitely should have kept at home?
Ooh, good college. I don't know. It's hard because I didn't have a roommate. So I had to bring everything anyways. It's not like I was like could bank on somebody else having it. Um one thing. Oh, you know what? Probably my like I had a chair. I actually think I had two that I brought because I had this idea that I was gonna have people over. and And so like I had one that slid under the bed and then I might have had one out that I ended up putting away in the end because I was like I watch my TV from like either the desk chair or bed. So I don't really understand the purpose of this. Also, I would probably say like board games. I have an influx of board games and I thought that during college like I just had all of these ideas about how I was gonna do game night and or if I went somewhere like I would bring games with me and I think like you definitely could like just stick to like bring Uno or
Mhm.
Cards Against Humanity and be fine. Um but like I mean I had the works and Leah's seen them. But so I think extra seating, no one's coming over. Like be realistic.
And you have
Um
a bed too.
especially if you have a roommate, no one's coming over. And games.
Yep.
Just bring Uno or a deck of cards or none. So I think that's what I would say. I did bring my big Keurig that has a frother, and I ended up downsizing, so it's here at my mom's, and I have a smaller Keurig now. I don't regret bringing that, but I wish I had just bought the smaller one
Mhm.
first, went and left the other one here, because then eventually I switched it out. So,
Right.
anyways, what do you like wish you had left behind, or you didn't need to think you needed to buy?
So I grew up with a big family. And so moving into a dorm room with, I had a roommate. So like a dorm room with just my roommate and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to be like literally the mom roommate. Like I need to make sure I have extras of everything. And I went a little overboard when it came to like, I brought 3 pairs of sheets.
Hmm.
No one needs 3 pairs of sheets. Um, and then I think I brought 6 pairs of towels because I was like, oh, like one for every day, or what if someone else needs towels, or like it doesn't like I was not one to shower and like reuse my towel. Like I had to um wash my towel after every use. And then I quickly I came to college and I was like, oh, like as long as I wash my towels once a week, like we're golden, or once every few days, something like that.
Yeah,
So I ended up bringing like 4 pairs of towels home and 2 pairs of sheets and stuff like that because I don't know, apparently I was having thoughts of impending doom and sheets and towels were gonna save me and yeah. So like stuff like that. But yeah, oh, and school supplies. Oh my gosh. Um you don't need note cards. You don't need folders. You don't, maybe a 1 inch binder depending on the class you're in or you may be taking. But like
yeah,
school supplies, stuff like that, you probably only need a notebook, a pencil, and a pen and your laptop for the first day. And then your professors will let you know if you need some sort of like extra supply, basically.
yeah.
So I had friggin' paper clips, I had binder clips, I had, all like tape, stapler, the whole shebang, like a freaking office. And I didn't need it and I didn't use any of it. So
Yeah.
I just have an abundance of supplies.
I did like the school supply thing back when the Mizzou store still did that. And like I swear I still have some of the same like notebooks that I got freshman year
Yeah,
that like I just don't use. I also have an influx of mechanical pencils.
I don't use
I,
pencils.
when's the last time I used a pencil?
Yeah. So,
So
pro tip, you will never use pencils. Only pens, if that, because a lot of your notes are taken on computers.
yeah, yeah. And that, but that makes it harder, I will say, if you have proctor testing,
Yeah.
um, you can't cheat. So, or if they're like, oh yeah, you can have your notes. I think I printed 40 pages before like a test one time because they were all written, they were all typed. But
Yeah. Yeah. You never know. It's a toss up.
yeah. What what was like your go-to dorm meal?
Mm. So I lived in this on like the villages of Southwest, so near Southwest restaurants at Mizzou. So I would typically go to those restaurants. So it would be kind of a toss up. Like I brought a tub of snacks and I would eat Velveeta mac and cheese if I didn't feel like going out. So I'd do like the microwave cup and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to go out and use my dining plan. My go-to was Legacy. I think it's like Legacy, not Legacy Grill. It was a sandwich place.
I think it's Legacy Grill.
No, it's the off-brand Subway.
Legacy Grill.
Are you
I
sure
just looked it up.
that has burgers?
Oh,
Tiger
oh,
Deli. Tiger Deli. I would go to Tiger Deli. Mainly because I like the way their sandwiches tasted and like the cheese, the way it was melted. And it's so funny because Subway was also right behind my building, and I would choose that over Subway any day.
Yeah.
Um, so that would be my go-to. But and in the morning, I was also right next to Starbucks. So if I woke up early enough, I'd be able to go to Starbucks. What about you?
I think that's my favorite thing about the dining plan is you could buy cups
Hmm.
at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Like that's what I used all my dining dollars on after. Sorry. But I think my go-to, I don't know, it was really hard because I stuck really well to being a vegetarian my freshman year. So all that's to offer at Mizzou is either a black bean burger or a salad. So that was unfortunately my go-to and has ruined black bean burgers for me. Because like that's all. Or like I used to do the Emporium was like Asian salad that was really good.
Mm.
Or I go down to like Baja, but then I got food poisoning from Baja. So
Did you really?
yeah.
Oh my
So then
gosh.
I again. um, but those were like so the black bean burgers were only at Plaza, which I was at Hatch. So
Okay.
um I don't think like I've ever eaten over at Southwest. Maybe once.
I mean, it is a pretty far walk from Hatch, unless like you're gonna be over in that area anyway. But
So and I did a lot of just like tuna packets or peanut butter and honey. Or all the Morningstar stuff is microwavable, so I did
right.
and the Kraft mac and cheese cups too, but yeah.
Um, what was your favorite class freshman year?
Mm. Ooh, was that freshman year? Yeah. I took the Harry Potter class.
Did you really?
So much fun. Like, so it gave me an excuse to buy myself a box set. I wish I had invested more on my box set instead of just getting like the basic one. Like I had like gotten a limited edition one instead. But it gave me an excuse to buy the box set and I didn't read any of them because I already knew the answers. So like there's something that I was like I didn't know, and if I didn't know, like I'd go like Sparks Note it or whatever. But literally you just like wrote reflections and maybe a discussion board. And then at the end of the year you got to do like your own interpretation of the classes, whether like a paper, painting, whatever. So I did a painting because it was like Harry Potter and religion. And then like threw all like the religious symbols around the sorting hat. And I got 100. So that was really my favorite. And the professor was really nice. So that always helps.
I took
What
that
about you?
class. I took that class last year, fall semester, so fall 2022. So it was really nice. I highly recommend it for all the Potterheads. And then my favorite class freshman year. Um, I would probably say like this sounds so weird, but like J1300, I didn't mind it, and I was also in a whole bunch of like gen eds.
Mm,
So 1300 really like opened my eye to journalism, and my professor for that class was very open to like helping me. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say this, and if anybody from KOMU is watching this, this is gonna be so funny. But I interviewed with ABC 17 because my professor worked at ABC 17, and they were
yeah,
like, "Hey, we're looking for interns and everything." And I unfortunately didn't get offered the job because I was a freshman, and I was told that my emphasis was going to change, whether I liked it or not. Even though my emphasis has not changed in the past 4 years, um, but there's that. Um, but he was very much like on our side and like I'll help you, and made it so everybody could understand, beginning journalism stuff and that type of thing. So I really enjoyed that class and getting to actually learn about my profession, which is, I mean, what Mizzou is great for, to be quite honest.
Um,
What about you? Oh, wait, whoa. I asked the question. I'm so sorry.
um, what, like, if you weren't in journalism, what do you think you would have done? Like, if you were like, fuck this, I'm choosing something different.
Hmm. I probably would have done more with like my personal financial planning like background. Maybe, and it's weird because I wouldn't have gone to Mizzou if I wasn't going here for journalism.
Yeah.
Um, I would probably have to say something like maybe business.
Mhm.
What about you?
I probably would have, I probably would have like switched to communications.
Really?
I still wish that I had, but it's fine. Um, yeah, because I like I know I'm getting my master's in sports management, but I think that's very different than getting your bachelor's in sports management. Um, and especially at Mizzou, it's just a bunch of fuck around classes. No offense if you're a sports management major, but so I probably would have just stuck with comms because that's what I went in as anyways,
Right.
and went into the J school. LOL, if I could tell myself now. But yeah, or maybe I would have been happy going to become a teacher. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, um, what do you think like the best part of your college experience has been? And that doesn't just have to be education wise.
um,
None of it.
none of it. I was gonna say, the best part has probably been like how much I've allowed myself to grow, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I'm an independent adult right now. I went from being 18, like it wasn't very hard for me to be an independent adult within the past 4 years, but I did get an early start when it came to that, and it's just like I've learned to kind of own it and, know that I can do my own thing and that I also have responsibilities and everything. And in that, I feel like college has kind of like definitely prepped me for the real world,
Yeah.
um, and stuff like that. Um, so just like, I guess, short answer, like the growth of everything has probably been a good experience. And seeing how much I've changed. Like freshman year, I would have come here or I did come here and I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't try to talk to anybody. Like if you asked me to go up and order my lunch, I would have been like, no thanks, I'll just eat in my dorm. Like now I'm just like, excuse me, I need this or can I get this? And I'm definitely more like outspoken and I don't know, just the growth.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think mine has been like the opportunity to like take classes that aren't just journalism classes. Like I feel like I've taken a lot of interesting and fun classes that like I didn't know were an option. Um and so I feel like that's definitely been my favorite part because I'm a firm believer that like you should only take 1 to 2 major classes a semester and the rest should be like a break from that.
Mhm.
And so I feel like I've really enjoyed being able to like take those classes and learn new things, even if it's not what I'm going for. It's like always an opportunity to see, would I like this? Or um maybe like you start out as a sporto and you take a class about environmental climate change, and then it's like, oh, I really like that. So I think like, and that's also advice, like take different classes that don't just fall under like your interests, because you never know what could change. And like, this is the only time that you get to like try something new that's not what you're already in, or that makes sense.
Like I mean, in the best way, experiment.
Yeah. What would your advice be on like looking like coming in as a freshman, like it's your first like time of really being free, getting to do whatever you want? Like, what would be your advice on balance and like going out or staying in, choosing to watch like your comfort show, or choosing to go out and meet new people? Like, what would you say like to somebody coming in who's like, how do I balance that all?
Um, so my freshman year, I stuck with values that I grew up with, like that my mom kind of instilled in us. And it was very much like, once you're done with school, get your homework done, do your chores, and then you can go out and have fun. Well, I would come back from a day of classes and then I would work on my homework. And if I needed to do my laundry that day, I'd do my laundry. Or if I needed to do the dishes, I'd go do the dishes, that type of thing. So just making sure you're getting your stuff done personally. So that way, say you go out on a Friday night and you have like something that's due on Monday, like get that assignment that's due on Monday done before you go out. So that way you don't have to worry about it. And I know
Yeah.
a lot of people are just like, F it, we ball. Like, let's do it. It's fine. I'll take care of it on Sunday night, or I'll take care of it Monday during the day when it's due at 11:59. No, just get it done. Like, I hate it when people are like, oh, I went out and did this. I had time to go out and do this, but I didn't have time to sit down and do an assignment for, something that's really important. Um,
Yeah.
I don't feel really bad for you because you didn't prioritize. So I think when it comes to going to college, like you need to kind of list out your priorities, know what they are. Um, Definitely, if you can, prioritize yourself, and your self care. That should be one of the top ones. Um,
Yeah.
Making sure you get all your work done, making sure you are keeping a nice, friendly, clean space, one that you're comfortable in, because you're going to be living in the dorms or wherever for 9 months. You don't want to be uncomfortable there. But I don't know, just stuff like that. Before you think about partying, think about, is this the best option for me right now? And not to say like don't party. Um, Hell, like when it's time to live it up. But just evaluate some things first.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think like um don't compare yourself to how other people are able to do things, because we're all on different tracks, different paths, are in different majors. So if you're like, well, Jenny and Anna went out and like, why shouldn't I go with them? But like, you have to think about like afterwards, how are you going to feel? Like, yes, if somebody invites you to a meal, you go, you have to eat. So there's no reason to say no. Um, but like if it's like, hey, we want to do, ice cream or go get drinks or whatever it is, or go to this event here on campus, you have to think about like when you get home, how you're going to feel then about, oh, well, they didn't have any homework, but I had 3 assignments I needed to do.
I have
And
class at 9 a.m. in the morning.
yeah,
And
laundry, you've got class, whatever. So I am very much like balanced, and I will get it done and I'll still go out. Um, but that is because like you find what works for yourself. So, like, once classes start, that first 2, 3 weeks, figure out, how much time do I have to take for this class? And, like, do I think it's feasible for me to be able to go out whenever my friends want to, or do I only stick to, Saturday, Sunday? Especially as like football season comes up. Like, I'm a firm believer in like you should say yes, but you should also be able to be an adult and assess your life. And if that's the best decision for you. And also don't feel peer pressure to do anything. Like, there are people on campus who don't go out and party and drink or whatever. You're not the only one. And if that's an environment that you're not comfortable in, then like you should be able to say no. Because it's not like high school. It's not, you know, oh, if I don't go, like I'm not gonna be cool. Literally nobody knows who you are. So like, no offense. I wouldn't know that you didn't go out the night before if I passed you on the sidewalk. So yeah, I'd say like what works for you, and don't try and change that to be able to fit into somebody else's life if their shit doesn't work for you.
Anyway, so we're going to kind of wrap it up there. If you have any questions about college students coming into college, Mizzou, working on campus, student life, whatever, please let us know. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will definitely reply. We'll get back to you, and we will definitely tell you how our first day of senior year goes. That's going to be pretty scary. But yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers. Cheers.